Hi, Assalamualaikum, and a very good morning to all my dearest Year 5 students. How are you today? I hope you're still okay, and yes, we still can enjoy our lesson. Remember, English is fun. Alright, so today we're going to continue with our previous lesson. If you still can remember, last week we touched on sumo wrestler. Such an interesting topic, right? So today we're still in Unit 5, Food and Health, but we're going to go through some grammar rules that is very important. Countable and uncountable nouns. Okay, so please stay with me. Enjoy throughout the lesson. And yes, this beautiful and cute slide was prepared by my beautiful friend, Teacher Erin. And I'm going to briefly explain to you today's lesson. Right? Okay, let's start. Okay, as usual, before we start, let's check our aim. Okay, so today our aim is simple. By the end of the lesson, I would expect pupils will be able to talk about food and meals. Sounds simple, right? Okay, so please focus and make sure you have your textbook with you. Okay, if not, you can always refer to online textbook. Alright, let's start. Okay, so as I mentioned before, today our focus will be on the grammar items. Okay, countable and uncountable nouns. I believe you heard about this before, but maybe you can't really remember that well. So today we're going through this again, and please bear in mind this is very important grammar lesson. Okay, so let's check this slide. Okay. Determiners. Determiners is in bahasa Melayu we say as penentu. Okay, penentu. So we use some, any, much, many, and a lot of. Okay, so these are the determiners for countable and uncountable noun. You should be able to identify, should be able to differentiate which to use for countable, which to use for uncountable. Okay? Okay, so today's lesson will go around determine which food is countable and uncountable and discuss the rules. Okay? Next, we'll discuss the rules of using determiners for the quantity of countable and uncountable nouns. Alright? And we're going to do some practice the use of determiners on the countable and uncountable nouns. Okay, don't worry, you just follow the lesson, just focus, and I will bring you to the point. Okay, which first you have to identify which food is countable and uncountable. That's very important, and then only you will choose the determiners to use for countable and uncountable. All right, then we'll do some practice so that you will have better understanding. All right. Okay, check our table of contents for today. First, we're going to get to know countable and uncountable nouns and the rules. Okay, this is very basics, the introduction for the topics. Okay, then we move to determiners for countable and uncountable nouns. When you already know how to differentiate, how to identify countable and uncountable, then you should know how to use the determiners for those terms. Okay, and the last one we're going to have the practice. Okay, let's practice using the determiners. Alright. Okay, now let's identify. Okay, we have the table here. On my left side is countable nouns and the right side is uncountable noun. Okay, first you need to know what is countable and what is uncountable. Okay, count. What is count? Counts mean kira. Something that when you kira, when you mengira sesuatu, it's count. Okay, so countable nouns mean sesuatu yang boleh dikira. Okay, yang you can count 1, 2, 3, 4. You can give the numbers to it. Okay, but uncountable nouns is the opposite for countable. If countable nouns boleh dikira, uncountable nouns means tidak boleh dikira, yang tak boleh kira. You can't count like 1, 2, cannot. So that is uncountable. Again, I repeat, countable means things that you can count, awak boleh kira. Uncountable, tidak boleh dikira. Alright, clear? Okay, that's the most important things you need to be clear about. Okay, then, let's do this. First, can you see apple there? Okay, very nice red apple. Can you count apple? Yes, of course, I can see there's one apple. An apple. There, one only. You can count one. Right. Okay. Uncountable nouns. Do you see? Water. Can you count water? You can't count water. When you pour water, can you count the water? No. So, it's uncountable noun. But, it can be count if you use like a glass of water. If it's a glass of water, then we count the glass of water. But we can't count the water. Alright? Okay. Please be clear on that. Alright. Bread. Bread. Can you count bread? Yes, you can count bread. 1 slice, 2 slices of bread. That is countable nouns. Very good. Hi kids, how's your lesson today? Okay, actually, I'm so sorry. There's some mistakes that I need to fix on this video. Okay, regarding my explanations on bread, okay, during the recording, I explained that bread is in countable nouns, right? Okay, actually, I got it wrong. I got it wrong a bit. It's actually wrongly explained, so let me fix it to you. Actually, bread is uncountable nouns because there's no plural form for bread, so it is uncountable nouns. Because when you want to measure or count bread, we will use like a loaf of, a slice of, so there's no breads. We cannot add s for bread, so bread is uncountable nouns. Okay, I really hope you can fix on that and continue with your task. Bye, take care. Eggs and eggs. Eggs. Can you count eggs? Very obvious. 1 egg, 2 eggs. You can count eggs, so it's also countable nouns. Juice. What juice is that? Orange juice. Okay. Can you count orange juice? No. It's just like water. You can't count orange juice. So, orange juice is uncountable nouns. Alright. Spaghetti or pasta. Spaghetti. Can you count spaghetti? You can't count spaghetti. Normally we will say like a plate of spaghetti, a plate of pasta. You can't count pasta. Like, I'm eating 3, 4 pieces pasta, 3, 4 pieces spaghetti. No. So, it belongs to uncountable nouns. Okay. Snack. What kind of snack is that? Chips? Maybe. It can be counted, but it's like a pack. A pack of chips. Okay? Alright, so, next. Sweets. You can count sweet, right? Very obvious. So 1 sweet, 2 sweet, 3 sweets. Okay? You can count sweet. Okay. I really hope you can really identify those countable and uncountable nouns. Okay? Let's see next. Okay, look at this slide. How do we know? How do we know that is countable and that is uncountable? As I mentioned before, like this. See? Countable. Eggs. You can count 1 egg, 2 eggs. You really can see it solid. Okay? Solid egg. 1 egg, 2 eggs. Solid. You can count. Okay? You can give a number to it. Like 1, 2, 3. Countable. Okay? And then uncountable, it's like 1 juice. Can you say 1 juice? Of course not. You can't say 1 juice. You will say a glass of juice. So, it's uncountable. You cannot say 1 juice, 2 juices. No. Okay. So, you said 2 glasses of juice. You're using glasses to measure it. So, the juice itself cannot be count. So, means that, okay, air yang liquid tidak boleh dikira. Obviously, right? Macam mana awak nak kira air? Melainkan awak letak dalam glass. Okay, that's what it means. Alright? Okay. Okay, let's see this. Okay, now we're moving to determiners. You already know how to identify countable and uncountable, right? Very easy. Please remember that when you want to decide whether things is countable or uncountable, you count it. If you really can count it, one by one, it's countable. If you can't count it, you have to use like pack or you have to use like glasses, means it's uncountable. Right? Okay, so determiners in question and statement. Okay, this is how we use countable and uncountable nouns. Okay, how many, okay, the determiners is highlighted in green words. Okay, the green words is determiners. The many, a lot of, some, many, any, much, any. Alright, so those green words are determiners. Okay, how to use and when to use. Okay, now we see the countable nouns first. How many vegetables are there? How many vegetables are there? You can count vegetables, right? That vegetables, this vegetable. So we use many. This is a question. Alright, so next, there are a lot of vegetables. How to answer it? Okay, so you use there are a lot of vegetables, mean you are telling that vegetables is a lot of vegetables there. So you're using a lot of, means many and a lot of can be used for countable nouns. Okay, there are some vegetables. Okay, some. You can also use some if you're not very sure about the amount. Like you want to say that it's not that much, but it's some. There's some. Ada beberapa dekat situ. Ada beberapa jenis sayur di situ. So you can use there are some vegetables. Okay, there aren't many vegetables. Or the some you can also use if it's negative. Is negative forms of sentence. You can use there aren't many vegetables. Maknanya tak banyak. Tak banyak sayur di situ. Okay, there aren't any vegetables. Ataupun tak ada langsung vegetables. There aren't any vegetables. That's how you use any. Okay, this one you can always repeat. If you can't understand, you can always repeat this. How I explain it to you, and you can try later when we do the practice. You can see it much clearer. Okay, so now we move to uncountable nouns. Okay, uncountable nouns. How much pasta is there? Okay, you have to remember when you want to say something about uncountable nouns, you have to use much, not many. Remember, many you use for countable nouns. But much you use for uncountable. Much guna untuk yang tak boleh dikira. But many guna untuk yang boleh dikira. Okay, there's a lot of pasta. Okay, we're talking about pasta, right? Just now, the pasta can't be count, so there's a lot of pasta. So you can use a lot of pasta. Okay, then there's some pasta. You can also use some pasta. Okay, there's isn't much pasta. See, when you use many for countable, for uncountable, definitely you have to use much. Okay, because you can't count pasta, so you use much. You cannot use there isn't many pasta. It's wrong. You have to use much. Okay, there isn't much pasta means tak banyak pasta yang ada. Okay, there isn't any pasta means there isn't any pasta means tak ada langsung pasta. Okay, so you have to see how we use it. And yeah, did you realize that the countable nouns we use plural verbs to be, because it can be count. Got S, right? Vegetables got S. When we add S means benda tu jadi banyak kan. Okay, benda tu boleh dikira. Jadi kita guna verbs to be, plural verbs to be, like are, aren't. But compare to the uncountable nouns, you cannot count it. So they're asking you using singular verbs to be. There's some pasta. There's isn't much pasta. Is there. Is and are here. Okay, please remember these rules. Okay, keep these notes for you. You can screenshot it or print or paste in your book or paste in your room so that you can see and you can read every day. It will help you to understand and to remember. Alright? Okay, so let's try practice time. Okay, choose the correct answer. Choose the correct answer. But don't worry, we're going to do this together. Okay, first, we use much or many with uncountable nouns. uncountable nouns. Remember I explained before? Untuk yang tidak boleh dikira, kita guna much. Very good. We use much. Look at me. Much for uncountable nouns. Much untuk yang tidak boleh dikira. Okay. Number 2. We use much or many with countable nouns. Just opposite of the first one. If we use much for uncountable means we use many for countable nouns. Benda yang boleh dikira, kita guna many. Good. Okay. Number 3. We often use any, much, and many in questions. And, okay, negative or affirmative sentences. Okay, again, we often use any, much, and many in questions. And negative or affirmative sentences. Okay, what do you think is the answer? Yes, refer to the previous slide, you will see. We often use this any, much, many in question and negative sentences. Okay, negative sentences. Refer to previous notes. Okay. Number 4, we use some, any, and a lot of, or many for countable and uncountable nouns. We use some, any, and a lot of, or many for countable and uncountable nouns. Okay, which one? The one that we can use for both countable and uncountable. A lot of or many? Definitely a lot of, because I told you before, many is only for countable nouns. Many untuk countable nouns je. Means a lot of we can use for both. Refer to previous slide, you will see we use a lot of for countable and we also use a lot of for uncountable. Okay? Okay, now it's your turn to answer this. Okay, fill in the blanks and underline the correct answer. Okay, it's very easy, don't worry. Okay, so just copy this question, 5 question, and fill in the blank with the correct answer. You can underline and fill it back, or you just can underline. It's okay, it's up to you, but make sure you choose the correct answer. Okay, number 1, how meat do vegetarians eat? They don't eat meat. So you have to identify this is uncountable or countable nouns. Okay, number 2, how vitamins are there in white rice? There aren't vitamins in white rice. How fat is there in chocolate? There's a lot of, many fat in chocolate. How fruit is there in fizzy drinks? There isn't usually many or some food in fizzy drinks. How people can't eat nuts? There are some, much, or any people who can't eat nuts. Okay, so the clue here, the tips here is, you should identify first these sentences related to countable or uncountable nouns. When you've decided is it countable or uncountable noun, then you can choose the right determiners. Okay, you can always refer to the previous slide, the notes before. Okay, copy this and try to answer the question and submit your task to me, to your teacher, so that we can check. All right. Okay, so this is another exercise for you. Okay, copy and complete these exercises. This one is based on your routine. Okay, what do you usually eat and drink every week? Okay, this one is about you. You can answer this based on what you eat every week. Okay, first, I eat some, what? Every week, in a week. Okay, I never eat any. Okay, like if you say you never eat any, you don't like, if you don't like fish, for example. So, I never eat any fish in a week. Okay, or I eat some vegetables in a week. Okay, so I don't eat many sweets in every week. So this is the example. I drink a lot of plain water every week. Okay, I don't drink much. Okay, you can write anything. It's based on what you eat every week. I never drink any every week. Okay, got it? Very easy, very simple. I've given your examples already. So you just can do it and based on what you eat every day. Alright? Okay, just copy this in your exercise book and complete your task. First, I need you to copy the previous question too. Ta-da! It's all done. Okay, see, it's very simple. Countable and uncountable. You know how to identify it already, and you know what's the determinants for countable and uncountable, and just choose the right determiners based on the notes we've learned. Okay, so this is the checklist, your task, what you need to do after you complete this lesson video. Okay, first, copy the table of determiners in question and statements. Okay, there's the notes before the one that I explained to you with the green words, right? Okay, that one is uncountable and countable nouns and how you use the determiners. There's a table, right? Okay, I want you to copy the table of determiners in question and statements. Okay, copy that as your notes. It's very important for you. When you copy, at the same time you read. When you read and you copy, you can understand that well and you can remember that well. Okay, please do that. Okay, copy that and fill in the blanks and underline the correct answer. This is the second task just now. You need to fill in the blanks. Okay, and underline. Okay, underline the answer. And the last one is copy and complete the exercises. This one, the one that based on your what you eat and drink every week. Okay, so simple. 3 benda awak kena hantar dekat teacher hari ni. Salin table. Ini sebagai nota. Kemudian latihan yang isi tempat kosong yang gariskan jawapan tu. Dan kemudian yang ketiga, awak salin dan buat exercise complete penuhkan sentence yang berkaitan dengan apa awak makan setiap minggu. See? Kalau tak faham lagi, tak tahulah. I've already explained it to you well. Dah siap translate dalam bahasa Melayu lagi. Okay, so please submit your task, upload in your Padlet shelf so that I can check one by one and give a response to your task. Okay, I will correct if you got it wrong somewhere. Okay, so enjoy your lesson. Please, you can always repeat this video if you need a further understanding, and you can always ask me if you have any problems. And please do your task nicely, submit on time, and I will check your task immediately after you submitted. Alright? Okay, I think that's all for today. You can continue doing your tasks. Enjoy your lesson. Have fun with English. Till then, hope to see you again next week. Sign off, Teacher Linda. Bye.